In this video, I'm taking you with me on my late summer vacation and will tell you all about the books I'm reading on my trip. You're wondering where we're flying? Keep watching to find out. My companion for this vacation were 5 of my best friends and my boyfriend, so we were 7 people in total. I started the plane ride off with some reading on my Kindle. I was super excited to continue my read of Daisy Hates, the second book in the Magnolia Park series. I was 50 pages into the book and the beginning was already very gripping. If you've never heard of the Magnolia Park series before, it's basically Gossip Girl in the UK with some toxic relationships, a big friend group and even some gangs business, which gets explored more in the second book. It is a super emotional read, which I didn't expect when I first started the series, and if you want to hear more on my thoughts about the first book, you can watch my Reading Popular Romance Books video. When we arrived at the bus station, where we had some hours to spare waiting for our ride to the small town we were going to, there was this sweet little kitten keeping us company. It must have smelled our cats at home. And we're on the bus. It was very early in the morning and we were all super tired and a little cranky at this point, especially me, lol. I don't work well without sleep, but these views were so incredibly cool. We finally arrived at our location and slept a little. We're staying in this really tiny beach town in East Turkey. It's my first time in Asia, even though it's very close to the border of Europe, it feels very special to me. The first day was of course spent on the beach, reading and relaxing. There were olive trees everywhere and the atmosphere was completely dreamlike. I was so in awe of this place. It was the perfect reading spot. The next day started off with this really delicious breakfast. Part of that was a Turkish delicacy of scrambled eggs called menemen, made by our friend with Turkish roots. She's the reason this whole trip was even possible. She had the connections, organized everything, and was our walking translator, because most people in this small town were obviously only speaking Turkish and none of us did besides her. So huge thanks to her for her wonderful support during this trip. It wasn't always easy with us German potatoes. Just look at the ocean waves sparkling in the sun. Isn't it beautiful? Cats weren't the only animals strolling around the town. There were also a lot of dogs. I loved having all those animals around, but it was also so sad to see, since most of them were living on the street. At least all of them seemed to be fed by the locals. This was the street we always had to cross to get to our house. It was located super close to the beach, literally 2 minutes of walking. And at the house we always had this one cat waiting. Even though he was a street cat, he saw the grounds as his territory. The neighbors named him Beak Beak, which describes the sounds he always made when greeting you. Gosh, I miss him, he was such a little angel. I just got back from the beach and I'm officially halfway through Daisy Hates. I didn't really expect to like this book like as much or even more than Magnolia Parks, but I'm honestly really enjoying it. It really shows like so much more of the Magnolia Park story, but from different point of views. And also it shows like the brother of Daisy, who's like a gang lord and who does like a lot of extreme stuff. Steals art, does gangster stuff and deals and like really messed up things and kills people even sometimes. And they have like this whole backstory, and I really enjoy like seeing so much more of this world and of these people and getting to know more about like the gang lords, but also like the relationship between Christian and Daisy is deep but also toxic, but like in such a different way than Magnolia's and BJ's relationship. And I really enjoy seeing their relationship, but I'm also always very frustrated with their miscommunication. And it's also like super interesting to see like Magnolia from Christian's point of view and from Daisy's point of view, because like she's perceived so differently than she is by herself or by BJ. And because she's like so self-absorbed, and because BJ is also very absorbed by her, like they are all like so in awe of her. And like Christian kind of is as well, but he also like can reflect like that's just like the effect she has on people, and like in the end she can kind of reflect that as well in Magnolia Parks. It's so interesting to also see like how Daisy feels about it all, because Daisy really can see Magnolia for who she is, and for that like she's very self-absorbed. I feel like this book is just flying by, honestly. I'm so into this world now, and I'm really like rooting for these characters, and I'm so into it. Like with Magnolia Parks there has been like a lot of world building, like not really world building, but like getting to know the characters and getting to know who they are and who the side characters are as well. And with Daisy Hates, you kind of know the characters already, and seeing like the whole Magnolia Park story from like this whole different point of view, it's so interesting. It kind of repeats some scenes, but then like seeing those scenes that you already read about in Magnolia Parks from like Christian's or Daisy's point of view is like super interesting, but also like it's not as repetitive as you might think. You're getting like this whole lot of extra content, and I'm really hoping that like in Daisy Hates it goes even further than in the Magnolia Parks book, like timeline wise, that we get to see like what happens after the Magnolia Parks book, but I'm not really sure that it does. But it's kind of that storyline a little bit sped up, so it could be that like around 300 pages in maybe we get to see like what happens after the Magnolia Parks book ends. I'll be back with another update once I've finished reading. That night we went out to eat, but my boyfriend sadly had to stay home because he had come down with a cold. All of these glittering lights along the coast were incredibly stunning and felt right out of a movie. The restaurant had some tables on this little pier surrounded by water and these fairy lights. I truly couldn't believe my eyes. I mean, just look at it. How is this even real? On our way back, we came across this group of dogs who decided to escort us home, which was just the cutest thing. I mean, look at this little group of dogs just walking alongside us and taking us home. And we've ended the night with some classic Cards Against Humanity. The next day started off with our usual breakfast. We then went to the beach and drank some chai, which is the Turkish name for black tea, and played a card game called Exploding Kittens. I didn't film much on this day because I spent some more time with my friends. Later at night we went out to eat again and ate some pita topped with salad. This was the favorite dinner for most of us. It followed another one of many days reading at the beach. I was about 2/3 through Daisy Hates at this point and read a good chunk during this day. Another thing I really enjoy about the series is that even though it discusses a lot of spice between characters, there are only fade to black scenes, and we as readers don't have to suffer through their too intimate moments as innocent bystanders, which I highly appreciate. If you enjoy smut, that's totally cool, go you. I'm not a smut hater, I just think I want my fictional characters to have some privacy as well, lol. I'll let you enjoy this beautiful beach atmosphere for a little while now. We went out to eat again, but this time to the only real restaurant in the area, which didn't only serve fast food. My food was pretty good, but some of my friends were served some ridiculously small portions for insane prices, which was pretty disappointing. At least the live music was nice. The following day, I finally finished Daisy Hates. It took me a lot longer than I had anticipated, more on my thoughts in a bit. I then decided to start Fable by Adrienne Young. Please ignore the mess in the background. Also, if you hear voices in the background, like I'm living here with 6 other people, so yeah, that's where there are voices in the background. But I am finished with Daisy Hates, and the ending was a lot. Like, there was a lot to digest. Similar to Magnolia Parks, like the ending also came kind of unexpected. I did really enjoy like the story, like the whole storyline, and also seeing the brother of Daisy, Julian, and like what happened there, and like the whole like gangster stuff. I don't know, that kind of made it a little bit more tense and a little bit more interesting to me. But also on the other side, I didn't feel as connected to the story as I did with the Magnolia Parks book, because I'm on vacation and I have a lot going on in my mind and I'm experiencing a lot like with my friends. So reading wasn't like my main focus during this vacation, and I've also like had a lot other stuff going on. So because of that, I couldn't like completely focus on reading, and the Daisy Hates book kind of fell a little bit more flat to me because of that, and I didn't feel as connected as I did to the Magnolia Parks book. But I did really love Daisy's character. I loved her energy and her vibe, and I don't know, her view of the world. It was kind of more up my alley than it was with Magnolia Parks. Because of the whole like reading experience, I just couldn't rate it as high as the Magnolia Parks book, even if I enjoyed the main character a little bit more. So I ended up giving it a 4.5 stars. It was still like a fantastic book, and I'm definitely going to continue the series because I absolutely love it. But I hope that the 3rd book and the 4th book will be a little bit of a better reading experience, because I can like fully focus on it. As you've seen, I've also started Fable by Adrienne Young, and I'm around 40 pages in now, and I'm really loving the vibe of it. Like, it's really summery, and like it's set on an island, and the whole like beach and ocean vibe is so great for like the summer vacation. I'm kind of sad that I got to start it like with 3 days left here, so I probably won't be able to finish it. What am I saying? Not 3 days left, 2 days left. But yeah, I'll have some more time to read tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, which is the day after tomorrow, we're going to leave. It's really refreshing to read a little bit of a more magical story after reading so much like real life drama. I can't really say more yet about the story because I haven't read that far, but I'll probably update you when I'm back from vacation about how I'm feeling about this book. There's Beak Beak for the last time, and oh my gosh, he's so cute. And yeah, I didn't film much over the last couple of days of our stay, but our last dinner before we left for our journey home was spent with another beautiful view of the sunset and the ocean. As you can see, I am back home and I'm honestly very happy to be back. towards the end, I just got a little bit overwhelmed with like having so little space with so many people. I'm just a very introverted person and I need my space, and towards the end it just all got a little bit too much and I really wanted back into my comfort zone. It still was like a really great and really memorable vacation, and I'm so grateful for this experience and for all of these memories that I've made. The vacation was really beautiful, as you saw. Like, the beach was absolutely a dream. It was honestly a lot of fun. I just don't think that I would do it with this many people for such a long time again. We traveled back overnight and we left around 10 p.m. and arrived in our city at 7:30 a.m. Yeah, I didn't really read anything, I just kind of existed. I did start an audiobook actually. I started... Wait, give me a second. I don't know where my phone is. Let me see. The audiobook that I started is called Women and Girls with Autism Spectrum Disorder. I'm neurodivergent myself. I have ADHD, but I've been thinking for a while now that maybe I could be autistic as well. Yeah, I have around 4 hours left of listening, so I might finish it over the next few days. And then there's also a fable, which I have read until page 160, which means I have around 200 pages left of this one, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, it is a lot of fun, it's very adventurous, it's very gripping, and I really want to know like how the story continues, but it's not like super emotional, it's more very adventurous. It's not fantasy yet, maybe it will have some fantasy elements later on, but so far it doesn't have any fantasy elements, but it still feels like a fantasy story because it's set in this pirate world with this pirate girl who's trying to get off the certain island and who's catching a ride with a ship that she doesn't know anything about, and then she figures stuff out about this ship. But even though my vacation is over, I really want to finish this book and talk to you about it in this video. So I'll be finishing it now, or like in the next 1 or 2 days, and then I'll give you a final update and tell you what I thought about it. So yeah, that's the plan, and I think I'm just gonna start reading for today and hopefully get a good chunk done. I'm not feeling as great today. I'm on my 3rd day of my period and I'm having the worst cramps and a slight migraine. And yeah, this book ended on a cliffhanger and a plot twist, and I was like, why? I do have the second book on my shelves. I don't know if you can see it right there somewhere. But it wasn't a big plot twist, but I still want to know like what happens now. It wasn't even about pirates. It was more about trading ships. But it definitely gave those pirate vibes, like, don't get me wrong. But it still wasn't exactly about pirates, and it still wasn't exactly about like a magical world. And that was kind of missing for me, I got to be honest, but it still was really gripping. But yeah, this book definitely has a lot of adventure, a lot of mysteries, a lot of vibes and atmosphere, and yeah, if you're looking for a pirate feely story, this might be the one. Even if it doesn't have any fantasy in it, maybe there will be fantasy aspects in the second book. I don't know. I'm hoping. So yeah, I ended up giving this book 3.75 stars. It really was a great story, but like I said, there were some things missing for me. And overall, I definitely would read the second book. I just don't know if I will now. I really had a great time reading those books by the beach and finishing this one at home. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, it would mean so much if you subscribed to my channel and left a like on this video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!